What do you think about your co-parent relationship? How do you support your child relationship with the other parent? Hmm. Welcome to Chaos to Calm. I'm Sandy Davis, and I'll be your host. Welcome. I'm glad you guys can join me today. So today we're going to talk about co-parenting. I have had a lot of people hit me up about this topic, so let's get started. Okay, so I do like to start each episode with a verse, or I'm sorry, a scripture, or a positive story note, whatever the case may be, just to start us off centered on a positive note and get us going. So today I'm gonna read a scripture. Let me go to it. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. 1 second. It's going to be Matthew verse well, actually, chapter 7, verse 11. And it reads, if you, despite being evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father who is in heaven give good things to those who ask him? Okay, let's get started. So today we're going to talk about co-parenting. And when in that scripture, when it says give good gifts to your children, we're not talking about materialistic gifts. You want to give your children the gift of compassion, the gift of loyalty, truthfulness, um, success, what else? All of the good things that you want a well rounded person in this universe to be. I always say that if I left this earth today and my kids did not know how to maintain, how to live in this world without me, I have failed as a parent. So you have to take that materialistic stuff off the table 1,000% when it comes to co-parenting. When it comes to parenting, you have to take it off the table, but especially for co-parenting, because what I'm finding is that a lot of parents, they don't feel the need for the child to have a relationship with the other parent unless there's something financially involved that they're getting from it. And that's a terrible way to start off any relationship. And some parents, don't get me wrong, they have created that relationship because that's all they know how to do is give what am I trying to say? They know how to give just materialistic things. That's just what it is. That's all they know how to do. So just because you had a child or you were able to have a child, you have the tools, two people get together, have a good night, baby might come out, what they say. Daddy in the corner, mama and daddy in the corner kissing, and 9 months later, baby come out. However the story goes, you get it. So that does not mean that you are a parent. That does not mean you are equipped to be a parent. That does not mean you're going to be a good parent. Anyone can have a baby. You see 12-year-olds having a baby, 11-year-olds, whatever the case may be. Do you think they're equipped to be a parent? No. This is something you don't have a book on. Well, you do have books on it, but no, nothing's going to teach you like experience. Okay? So, let's get right into it. First, I want to talk about co-parenting. The meaning of co-parenting. It is when shared duties of raising a child, used especially for parents who are separated or not together anymore. So, co-parenting, don't get me wrong, people who live in the same house, they co-parenting as well, but it's not so sticky when you are in the same house. It's more so when you're broke up or separated, when the co-parenting gets really, really like, I don't know. Okay? So That's first and foremost. Let's talk about the co-parenting, what it means, and then I want to give you guys an example. So there's three examples that I want to give. The first one is, hold on, y'all, because I have notes. So don't be acting like it's a problem. But anyway, so the first one is going to be both parties are mentally mature enough to co-parent. They communicate effectively. Both of them, neither parties are bitter or in their feelings. Everyone is communicating effectively to do what's best for the child. That's a perfect co-parenting scenario. The second one is probably the one where the child does what they want to do at your house, and then the child does what they want to do at the other person's house. You guys don't really communicate at all. It's just like, they're there. We had a baby together. We don't need to communicate through the child. That's not healthy. That's not healthy communication, and it's not healthy co-parenting, because the child gets confused. They can manipulate the situation a lot of the times, and it's just not a good fit. It's just not. And the third one is the both parties are immature, or one party is immature. You guys don't communicate effectively. You don't do what's best for the child. It's just all over the place. It's hectic, it's cussing, it's crazy. The child feels it, everyone involved feels it. That's the third one. That's really bad. But um that one you really don't want to be in, but that's majority, if we're being honest, majority of co-parenting relationships right now. Okay? So first and foremost, I want to say you have to know if you're parenting with a mature adult or if you're parenting with a child. That's going to be, or co-parenting, I should say, that's going to be very important, because if you are communicating effectively, you're doing all the steps and you're trying to do what's best for the child. You're, trying to involve the other parent, but they're just so immature, you can't even do it. It's like it's not worth it. And I think a lot of the immaturity comes from the other party not being over the situation. So maybe the breakup was bad. Maybe they feel like you owe them an apology. Maybe they feel like you shouldn't have moved on. You should have stayed with them. Whatever the case may be, none of this is what's best for the child. If you think in your mind, off of this is speaking to all the immature parents, co-parenting situations. If you think to yourself, first and foremost, is this what's best for my child? If you say no, then you're already failing at the co-parenting and the parenting. You have to do what's best for the child. You have to take your personal needs, personal situations, personal feelings out of it. It's nothing like having a bitter, I'm talking about bitter, bitter baby mama or bitter baby daddy. It's nothing like it. All you want to do is get through this co-parenting, and they just being bitter, still in their feelings, still want to be with you, still worried about, they can't do what's best for the child because they're so busy worried about the other parent. Bitter. Get your feelings out of it. You have to remove your feelings. I'll give you guys a personal, just a personal story about of mine, and it kind of goes with it. So my oldest son's father, and let me tell you guys, pause. I'm gonna be real honest. I have three baby daddies. One, two, three. Y'all can talk about me. Y'all can say whatever you want. One thing about it, when people say, "Oh, I got the same baby daddy," you went ahead another baby by that deadbeat. I'm not doing it. I'm not. I would rather take another chance with another guy than to keep having a baby by the same deadbeat. That's just me. That's my personal thing. To each young. And then my kids are spread out. I have a 21-year-old, I have a 13-year-old, and I have a 4-year-old. So The 4-year-old, that's my husband's child. We got married, and I'm done. But I had my kids at different times in my life, so it wasn't like, oh, one maybe did another, whatever the case may be. But I'm saying this to say, I've had experience with baby daddies. So y'all might want to listen to me because I took my life from chaos to calm. Okay? That's why we're here. I want to help somebody else. Okay? So, back to my story. So, when I say baby daddies and the first one, the second one, the third one, y'all got to keep up with me. That's why I told you guys that. So, the first one, my son, 21. It's about 21 years ago when he was first born. So, I'm young, still young. I'm trying to leave. I'm leaving the house. It's about 11 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. And I see I'm going to get in my friend car, and I see another car parked on the other side. So I'm like, what's this? What's going on? What's going on here? Y'all trying to set me up? What's going on? So, walking to the car, my baby daddy gets out like, so this what we doing? This why I can't see my son? I said, wait a minute, sir. Your son is in the house. You can go see him. I'm leaving. The mama leaving, but your son is in the house. You want to go see him? Go see him. Girl, let me tell y'all. When I left, he left. You think he went in there to see his son? No, because you're still so focused on the mom. See, he wasn't over the relationship. You got to get over that relationship in order to co-parent. I'm speaking to all of you women and men that's not over the relationship, that's claiming you are, want to lie to the world. Oh, I'm over her. I'm over her. I don't want her. I can care less what she do. Okay, well, or he do. If that's the case, why y'all can't co-parent? I don't care what my kids' fathers are doing at no time, no shape or form, besides that last one, my husband. Now, you know what? But I don't care. So as long as you're doing right by my child, we have no like beef, no nothing. My whole thing is you guys want the relationship. You want to be a deadbeat. And then once the mom or whatever says, I don't want it anymore, you say, fuck the child, for lack of better language. Forget the child. Because after that day, do y'all think we saw him again? No. Okay? Because you said you broke up with me, I'm break up with both of y'all. Forget you and that baby. And there's no reason for anyone to ever say, forget the child because the relationship ended. Because you had that baby. You laid down, you had him. That's your child. Y'all was in a relationship, you know that. It's other situations where you don't know it's your child. Okay, we're not talking about that. We're talking about relationships you can't get over. So you cannot co-parent with your child's father or child's mother. You can't. So that's an example I wanted to give and make sure that you guys know. Let that go. Let that hurt go. Let that pain go. Don't be bitter. Bitter is not good. Bitter's not good for nobody. Bitter's not good for the child. Bitter's not good for the situation. Bitter is not good for the communication. Because when they're trying to communicate to you about something about the child, you're going to go back. For example, hey, can you watch little JJ today? The dad gonna be like, I'm about to watch him so you can go out and be hoeing. Why does it matter if this lady about to go hoe or not? Come and get your child. Come and get him. I don't care what she about to do. Come and get your child. But that's called mental maturity. You have to be there because you shouldn't. I don't care what they're about to do. Come and get your child. If it's your day, if it's your weekend, come and get your kid. Then one other thing you guys have to realize is that if you have a parent that's trying, let them try. Everyone is not going to parent the same way that you parent. Everyone is not going to be there for your child the same way that you are there for your child. And it could be the other parent. That's just what it is. But if you have, for example, a dad that wants to spend time with their child. So they want to come and get them on the weekends. They probably want to come and get them from school every now and again. Whatever the case may be, something. But they cannot contribute financially for whatever the reason may be. They don't want to, they can't, whatever the reason may be. Take that little stuff that they're doing. I know it sounds like I don't want to take nothing, but you have to think about this. He probably can be giving him more doing or giving the child. I'm not gonna say him. It could be a she giving the child more in that time they're spending together than what that financial money or whatever the case, whatever you're looking for financially is going to give. So if they're saying I'm gonna come on the weekend and get them, that spending time that can mean a lot to your child. But since you're so much in your feelings, taking it personally, not saying the question of the day is going to be, is this what's best for my child? Now, if you say, I don't want my child to go over there because it's not safe, it's not this, it's not that. Granted, okay, those are different scenarios. I'm talking about you just being in your feelings and taken away from the situation. I'm not going to do it because I feel like they should be doing X, Y, and Z as well because I have to do X, Y, and Z. One thing I always tell a mother, the moms out here, when you have a baby, you better have that baby for yourself. Because when it's all said and done, when that man is not around, when he don't want to take care of the baby, when he's not there for you, when you are having to take the baby everywhere you go because this is your baby, mama's babies, daddy's babies. I know y'all heard that before because it's the truth. You have to think about the only thing that's going to get you through, I should say, is thinking about why you had the child in the first place. And if you had that child for a man, you're never going to get through it. So first and foremost, have that child for yourself. I tell every woman this. A lot of men tell women, get an abortion. I don't want the baby. If that man told you to get abortion, he don't get an abortion. He don't want the baby. I don't know if you can say that on here. Well, anyway, if that man told you to get an abortion, then you say, this is my body, my choice. I want to keep my baby. Da 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 da. But know what comes with that. Don't run to the internet telling us about how your baby daddy did beat when he told you he didn't want the baby in the first place. So what did you have the baby for? For yourself, right? So if you had the baby for yourself, we shouldn't be hearing about this. You already knew what was coming with that. You said, I'm going to lay down and I'm going to take this because I know I had a baby by deadbeat, but I still want my baby. Take care of that baby. No, it's not fair. The world is not fair. So if you looking for it to be fair, you can get married, have a baby by a man, marry him, and had a baby by him. Did everything right, and he could still be a deadbeat. Y'all can get a divorce, break up, and he could be a deadbeat. So you have to first and foremost have those babies for yourself because when, like I said, when all this stuff goes down, that will help you stay out of your emotions as well because you're thinking about the bigger picture. I had this baby for myself. I wanted my baby. I had my baby. I'm going to take care of my baby. So I don't even think about what my kids' fathers don't do. So we would never have that disagreement about what you don't do unless you're trying to big dog me. Like, I take care of my son. I take care of my son. No, 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 no. We're not going to do that, though. You know what I'm saying? But I'm okay if you spend time with your kid and you can't financially take care of them, or vice versa. If you can take care of them financially, but you can't spend time, I mean, you got to pick and choose Sometimes you're not going to get what you want. Just know that. So if you already going in thinking I'm going to get X, Y, and Z, and you don't get it, that's going to send you into your emotions. I'm trying to get you guys out of your emotions. Do what's best for your child. That's going to be the message for this podcast today. This episode, okay? All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is this code goes in with emotions too. As far as like being respectful, you have to be respectful towards the other co-parents as well, and you have to give respect to earn respect. I understand that, but if your child constantly see you being disrespectful or talking disrespectful about the other co-parent, what do you think they're going to start doing? They're going to start being disrespectful. In some cases, because you're so emotionally attached to the situation, you are okay with your child being disrespectful and not even thinking that this is another adult they're being disrespectful to. And one thing about it, baby, once you allow them to start being disrespectful to an adult, they start being disrespectful to the next one. Okay? So, and they eventually will start being disrespectful to you. Then you're gonna want to call the parent, oh, the other parent, like, oh, your child's being disrespectful, but you have basically told them that it was okay. I don't care. Example, I don't care how I feel about another grown up, meaning your age is 21 and older. You have that age of a grown up. Now, everyone that's grown is not grown mentally, but my child would know that if they're 21 or older, you have to respect them. That's just what it is. No matter how I feel about them, you're going to respect them. I have another example for you guys on that one. So this is my oldest son as well. And I like my second baby daddy, he was one that was like in his feelings too. But anyway, we weren't good when we broke up, as far as like I couldn't co-parent with him how I wanted to, how I wish I could co-parent with him, because he was still in his feelings, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm giving you guys this example because I could not stand him, me personally. But my son asked me if he could text him about getting my middle child, his brother. So I said, sure, you can text him. So once he texts him, my baby daddy, he sent me the text like, what is this? And I read the text message. It was so disrespectful. Let's be clear, y'all. My son ate. It was honest, but it was not his place. And once you start putting kids in grown up shit, and then they grown ups start putting them in shit, don't get mad when they start treating them like grown ups. Because if that was his child, I would have felt like, oh, this little bitch got me fucked up. And what's up? So I don't go by my personal feelings. I go by what's right and what's wrong. At the end of the day, my son is a child. This is an adult. I can't stand him. Let me tell y'all, I can't stand him. But my child is going to respect him because he's an adult. I want to give you guys that example because that's the difference in taking your feelings out of a situation. See, if my feelings was in it, huh? What you texting me this for? I don't care. Everything he said was right. What's up? But the mom in me, because I'm a mom first, and I go by what's right first, parent, taking my emotion out of it. I called my son. You tripping. I don't know what the you on, but you better call right motherfucking now. I don't want no text. I don't want nothing. You better call and apologize. When did I give you the impression that you can talk to an adult like that? I don't care what's going on, what you done heard, what the situation is. I'm not that one, nor the two. You better call and apologize. And he called and apologized. And he was not disrespectful again. But you see how I put that in play? I could have been a bitter, drama filled in my feelings baby mama, but I was not, because you know what? You think about what's best for the child. I cannot allow my child to disrespect an adult and think that he's going to respect me. I cannot. That's just what it is. So all of you guys that's out here thinking that you can disrespect the co-parent, the person that you're co-parenting with, in front of the child, and then it's going to be okay, and that this person is going to want to take care of your child, going to want to do for your child, going to want to be around your child, you're sadly mistaken. I don't care if it's my child or not. If it gets to the point where they cannot respect me and they think that they don't have to respect me, you can get the fuck on. And I had them. Let's be clear. I had some, but that's how I feel about it. I would not tolerate no disrespect from a child, because once you start disrespecting me as a child, I'm gonna look at you as an adult, and you don't want that. Then your parents or the people looking at you crazy. Oh, well, they still just kids. They're still just kids. Okay, let them know to stay in the child's place. I shouldn't. We wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here if you told them that. So that plays a big part. You guys think that it's so cute for a child to disrespect an adult and to it roll over on you, or that same parent don't want to do for the child. And this goes for teachers. It's so hard for the teachers to teach the kids today because of you parents. You question the teacher in front of the kids. You side on them. These teachers better not do this because of the parents. I wouldn't even teach y'all kids. That's me. Every time I go to parents teacher conference, my son's teacher have thanked me for anything they bring to my attention. They don't have to bring it up again. I always tell my kids, I don't care about what other kids are doing. You know what mama you coming home to. I don't play that. I'm old school. I might look young, but I'm old school, baby. I'm old school. Like, I don't play that. So that respect is very important, because you cannot expect for someone to want to take care of your child and they're being disrespectful. That's just what it is. So just think about that as well, because that disrespect will get you well, respect will get you further than disrespect, what I'm trying to say. So I'm gonna touch a little bit on co-parenting as well, because I mean, not co-parenting, having your spouse. So a lot of things that I'm seeing as well, or a lot of examples I'm seeing or people are bringing up. It was a good little episode on the Tyler Perry show, House of Pain, about this too. So the husband and the wife got divorced. Okay, so they have to co-parent their child together. The husband end up getting a fiance. The wife is still single. The husband has a fiance. So the fiance and the wife and the husband came up, talked to each other, communicating effectively, let her know that you're going to be a part of his life. You know, we're going to all have to communicate. Okay. So the I think her name was Laura. The fiance ended up buying the little boy, he's like 10 years old, an iPhone. Mind you, the mom and the dad, they had already discussed not getting him an iPhone because they felt he was too young. But the stepmom, or the fiance, she decided to get the phone. So she presents the phone at the birthday party, did not tell the mom nor the dad about the party. I mean, about the phone. So the mom was like, no, he's not keeping the phone. So now the mom looks like the bad person after she presented the phone, because me and the dad already talked about this. So why y'all not on the same level? But that's because the Laura girl, the fiance, she's not equipped to parent yet. She thinks she is because you got with a man that has a child, but you're not equipped to parent yet, because anyone in that scenario with the mental capacity and maturity would know I would never purchase a item for a child that's mine, nor or even not mine, and I have not talked to the parent about this. So she did not talk to the dad, who was her fiance, or she didn't talk to the mom. However, the mom and the dad has a good co-parenting relationship, so they had already talked about it, and they don't want him to have the phone. What I would have did if I was the mom, I would have made her take the phone back, since you want to be all here, I'm the good stepmom. Here's your phone. You would have had to take it back, because now the mom is looking like the villain. But if I was the mom, I would have had her to give that phone back. But I'm giving this example because step parents can overstep as well. And I feel like they can also not overstep, but they could still get the same outcome. You see what I'm trying to say? So although she don't know how to parent, and she should have communicated with the dad first before she bought the phone, even before she brought it to the party, their phone should not have been out unless you talk to one of the parents. So she was in her feelings. You guys told me that I could be his third parent. Yeah, but that comes with responsibility. When this what people don't realize. Parenting comes with responsibility. You are responsible. If you're gonna co-parent and you're gonna be a step parent uh to this child, you have a responsibility to effectively communicate. Had you communicated that you wanted to get him a phone, they would have told you he's not getting the phone. We don't think he's old enough. That's point blank period. Then you have other situations where the step parent is taking care of your child, doing everything for your child, but because you're still in your feelings, or maybe you feel like you don't want your child to have another mother or father. Maybe you're what is it? You're territorial. Maybe you don't want your child to grow close to anyone else. You're gonna have to get out of that as well. Like, sometimes I know that we have evil step parents out here, but what I'm finding is that these females with these daughters, they are giving step parents or step moms the hardest times, and I don't know why. I can give 5 situations that I know, including my own, where the female who has a daughter are always the ones who causes the problem in the relationship. And I, for the life of me, do not understand why. Is the daughter mad because the dad has another female in his life? Is the mom mad because he has another female? I don't know why. I've never been like this, so I can't understand. I don't have girls. But I'm finding, as I'm talking to people and giving, advice, that this is from majority of moms with daughters. I'm sorry to say, guys. Hopefully it's not you, but that's what I've been experiencing. And you have to, I'm going to give an example. Look, another one. My son called me, this is my middle son, and he said that his stepmother was being mean to him. Now, I know my son. This is where I want to get into this. You have to know your child too. So when they come to you with stories, ask some questions. Don't just jump to conclusions because you might not like a person or because things aren't going your way. Ask some questions, see what's going on. So when my son came to me and said his stepmom was being mean to him, mind you, we don't have the best relationship, but I'm a mom first and foremost. So I asked him, okay, what do you mean she's being mean to you? I want to ask some questions because I know I was raising a brat. I'm still getting him out of his bratty stage now. He's 13. So I know that I was raising a brat. So I have to ask, how was she being mean to you? And the stuff he said was so juvenile, so like ridiculous. It wasn't even worth me addressing. But I noticed by what he was saying that I needed to start working on parenting him different because I was letting him slide with too much stuff. So by her, I'll give you guys an example. He said she calls his name all day. And when he's home, I really let my sons do what they want to do. I don't really call their name to do stuff too much, especially when he was younger at that age, because me growing up, I had such a bad experience where I grew up too fast. I had to take care of kids that was not mine. I had to clean up after grown people. So I tried to always be cautious of that with my kids, and it hindered them a little, I would say, as they got older. I had to notice, like, okay, this why I don't know how to do nothing because you've been doing it for them. Because it was so much easier than nobody did nothing for me. You know what I'm trying to say? So I'm working on that. But the point for this story is I knew my son. I took my feelings out of that situation and I said, let me think about my son. So if you know your child was a liar, they call you and say something, why are you just believing what they're saying? Because it's towards this person you don't like or you don't care for or you still have feelings towards or whatever the case may be. But you know your son or your child is a liar. That's weird to me. So I would say think about that too. Know your child. When your child comes to you with things, don't just jump to conclusions and and say whatever because you don't like a person. I always say, when people tell you something bad about a person and you believe it, but when they tell you something good, you question it, that's because you already don't like that person. You're going to believe the bad regardless. You're not even thinking about the character of your child because you want to believe the bad so bad. So just think about that. If you think about all these steps when you're co-parenting, I promise you, you would have a much, 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 much better co-parenting relationship. And I want to go back to the financial part of it too, because when you are only having your child to reach out to I think it's your responsibility too to have your child to reach out for birthdays, holidays, um, and see how they're doing, whatever the case may be. Don't get me wrong, I do feel like the parent's supposed to do this as well. Let's be clear. But I feel like, so I'm going to give you an example. So say your aunt sent your son a present. Are you not going to have your son to call and say thank you? Yes. So why not have your kids call and say thank you to the other parent? Or call and see how they're doing. When you are just constantly letting your child call this parent for what can they have? What can they have? I need. You're creating a entitled, selfish person. And I want to let you guys know. Everyone says, "Oh, they're just kids. They're just kids. They have time to learn." Do you think the adult that you know right now that's selfish, that's entitled, that don't take accountability, do you think that they just got like that when they were an adult? Do you think when they grew up and just decided when they were kids, they were not selfish, they took accountability, they did all that, but they decided when they got older, no, I'm going to be entitled. No, I'm not going to take accountability. No, I'm going to be selfish. Do you think that that's how it happens? No. This is why children have parents. You are the parent because you're supposed to structure them in life. I want my kids to be so much better than me. So much better than me. I feel like I have failed them. If I left this earth today and they do not know how to maintain in life without me, I failed them. So you have to get rid of a lot of people that's parenting. Y'all need to go see some therapists. That's the problem because you guys living through these kids. You think I didn't get this when I was little, or I didn't do this when I was little. So this my redo. I want to redo, especially these moms with these daughters. I'm just gonna be honest. So I want to redo my life through my daughter. That's not how this works. Go get some goddamn help. Go get some help. Let that child live their life. And you parents, not through what you wanted to see when you were little, or what you missed, or whatever the case may be. Go get some help so you can know how to parent these kids. And it's so sad because a lot of parents use their kid as a, what's the word I'm looking for? As like property. So, or they use them against the other parent. One thing about me, I would never, and have never told neither one of my kids' father that they cannot come and see their child. They cannot come and pick their child up. They cannot spend time with them. One thing about it, I want a break. I have been a mom my entire adult life. Like I started at 18. I had my son at 19. 19. I had him at 19. Then when he was 8, I had another child. So mind you, he was all done. I had got him to school. He getting up partially by himself. And I said, I'm going to have another one. Do that again. Get him to where he needs to be. Then he going to school basically by himself, can get up by, himself. I'm still taking him, whatever, don't get me wrong. But then I say, oh, let's have a newborn. So you think I don't want to break? I don't care what that man doing, what he said. If you say I want to come and get my child, you can carry your child. I don't argue with you. I don't. And one thing about me as well, I don't want to be the excuse when my child get older as to why you and your dad's relationship is how it is. Because well, your mama, the dad's love. Your mama didn't let me come and get you. Your mama wouldn't do this. Your mama wouldn't do that. No, not this mama. So you're lying. This mama, you can come and get them. You can do whatever. And they still don't. So it's not up. So I know it's not up to me. I take that off of me. I can't worry about that. But I'm just trying to say, be aware of using your child as a pawn or a tool, or whatever. Oh, I'm mad at my baby daddy, so he can't see the baby. That's not doing what's best for the child. Anytime that child has to spend time with the other parent, let them. Unless you have plans prior or whatever, but let them. It's not that hard if you really doing what's best for your child. And if you're a good parent, like you say you are, you're going to do what's best for your child. You're going to take all your feelings out, because how many days have you got up and went to work, did not feel like going to work, did not want to go to work, but you had to pay your bills. You thought about your kids. I got to make sure my kids have a roof over their head. I have to make sure they have lights, clothes, whatever the case may be. You thought about them and you put them first. You did what was best for them. So why can't you do it in this scenario? It's something to think about. I hope you guys enjoy that. So let me look at my notes to make sure that we went over everything that I wanted you guys to know. But in the meantime, I want you guys to comment, like, subscribe. Let me know, what do you think? How is your co-parenting status currently now? What do you want to see improve? We can still talk through the chat. Yeah, what do you want to see improve? And how can you make things better? You know, you can always say, oh, it's good, but you can always make things better. How can you make things better with your co-parenting? Because ultimately, every child, I think, would like to see their mom and their dad at least have a healthy, some kind of cordial relationship, whether they're together or not. I think that that's what they want to see, in my opinion. So if you can give that to them, why not give it to them? Get out your feelings. Do what's best for them. And till next time, I guess we'll have to end this for now, because I've been talking to you guys for about an hour now, so I'm sorry. I talk a lot. But I do have a song that I want to end with, because if you're new to the channel, I want to let you know I'm going to start off with a positive note, scripture or something. I am into God. I am God fearing. Don't get me wrong. I am still working on myself. Don't come on here, oh, you're supposed to be a Christian. I am a Christian, not supposed to be, but I'm still working on myself, and God knows my heart, okay? But I'm going to do maybe a scripture in the beginning. I want you guys to send me emails, asking me questions, any topics you want me to go over, any advice you want or need, I can answer. I could try to help you take your life from chaos to calm. And I would love to hear from the Chaos to Calm crew. You guys email me and we'll talk about it. You can be anonymous. I don't have to say your name. If you want to join the live, once I start going live, we can join the live. I got all type of stuff coming up. So just stay tuned. Okay? So I'm going to put on this song. Oh, and this is what I was going to tell you guys. So in the beginning, I'm going to do a scripture, but at the end, I want to do a song. I want to leave you guys with a song that that maybe goes with the theme, maybe a new song I just found out about, whatever. But this one, I'm going to leave you with this song. Let's put it on. I'm just ranting now because it's not coming up, but it's going to come up. 1 second. Really love music? Take one. Fantasia. He's from Leon with. My name is Renee, and I'm a baby mama. Since we talk about co-parents. B-A-B-Y-M-A. This goes out to all my baby mamas. Okay, so y'all can listen to that later if you want. But I just want to say see y'all next time. And on that note, I want to dedicate this episode to the baby mamas. Since we gonna end with that song, we might as well dedicate this episode to y'all. Us. B-A-B-Y. This goes out to all my baby mamas. Ladies, we can do better. Forget these men. We can do better. Do better for these kids. And that's what I'm going to leave y'all with. Until next time, thank you for tuning in to Chaos to Calm podcast. I'm your host, Sandy Davis, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.